If you're looking for a jiu-jitsu gym or you're part of one and you're kind of feeling uneasy about it, I get it. There's new gyms popping up every single day, and to be honest, it's kind of hard out here. So today I'm going to share with you my top 3 toxic traits to see if you are looking at a toxic BJJ gym with a bad culture. And by the way, these aren't the only 3, but I've actually encountered these 3, and in my opinion, they are the most damning. So let's get started. Number 1, charging for belt promotions. I think this is becoming less common as time goes on, but charging for BJJ promotions might be the biggest nickel and dime scheme that I've ever heard in my entire life. As someone who's actively trying to grow their jiu-jitsu school, I have been in the back end and I've seen the numbers, and I understand how hard it is to not only get but maintain a profit. But honestly, there's really no excuse for charging members to learn a martial art with a belt system and then charging members to get those belts when they start progressing through the ranks. With more schools exclusively training no-gi, the belt system is sort of losing its draw regardless, but personally, I love it. I love the belts, I love the stripes, I love the ceremony behind it. I would have probably been less motivated if I didn't have the belts, and I would absolutely still be a white belt if I had to pay for my own belt promotions. It's like, congratulations on all the hard work that you put in. Now pay us $20 so we can recognize you as a blue belt. Thanks. Number 2 is that your instructor has an ego. The point of the instructor or coach or professor is really it's to make you proficient in the martial art. So if you want to compete, the goal then is that your coach makes you better than they are. Unfortunately, due to the nature of jiu-jitsu, not just as a martial art, but also as a combat sport, there are a lot of coaches with egos. Look, I still compete. I still lose. I'll do it in front of my teammates and I'll do it in front of my students, okay? It doesn't really mean anything unless you're on a national stage anyway. It's tough to remain a competitor and be a great coach, and I understand that if you opened a school because you love training and competing, it's hard to see your students start to give you a hard time during a roll or even pass you. But at the end of the day, the gym should be a lab. It should be a safe space, a sanctuary where you can fail, tap, and then start over. If you feel bad about submitting your instructor, or even worse, they start making you feel guilty or even going hard on you or treating you differently because of it, that's a bad place to be. Bonus points if your gym doesn't allow you to call out higher belts, and even more bonus points if your instructor doesn't roll with high-level visitors. The goal of the instructor isn't to be the best on the mat. It's the person who can translate techniques, show high-level details, and encourage athletes to become their best. Hey, real quick, if you're finding this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It's absolutely free and it goes a long way to help build this channel. Number 3 is that they heavily discourage you from cross-training at other gyms. Look, if you can't cross-train at another gym, that's a sign that either your instructor has a lot of drama in the local BJJ community, or they are very insecure about the techniques that they are teaching you. Traveling around and training at other jiu-jitsu schools is one of the beauties of the sport. The fact that you could spend anywhere from $0 to $20 to learn from another black belt, to roll with a different person, to be part of the community, that's what makes jiu-jitsu so great. If your instructor goes out of their way to make sure that you can't do that, then that means maybe they have a bad reputation in the local community. Seriously, ask them about another school, another local school, and just see how they react. If they react negatively, then it's possible they have all the drama. Alternatively, it means that your instructor is worried about the techniques that they teach. It's possible they don't want you to see what other schools are doing well because they don't want to lose you and have you go over there. But they also might be afraid that that real scenario technique that they show might flop like cardboard in the rain as soon as it's met with some real resistance. In any case, they are likely to shield it with the fact that they want to make sure that you are on a structured curriculum and you don't veer off into a certain path. But let's be honest, you're going to go to YouTube anyway, you're going to look up techniques, you're going to test them. So it's really just another excuse to make sure that you are not going to look at other gyms, or maybe there's a lot of backstage drama that you're not aware about and they're trouble. So that is definitely one of the biggest toxic signs that I have run into. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Keep these 3 things in mind while you are looking for schools. That way you make sure that you will have a positive jiu-jitsu experience and you can see it all the way from white belt to black belt. If you're in Phoenix, Arizona, particularly around downtown Phoenix, then we would love to have you try your free week trial at FORTE Jiu Jitsu. Just click the link below. press that button. It'll go to a sign-up page. Feel free to sign up. You get a free week. It is beginner-friendly always, and we do our best to have as many green flags as we possibly can.